I'm going to improvise a short piece of music using 2 out-of-sync loopers at the same time. Then I'm going to listen back to what I did, tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and also do some musical analysis if there's anything to talk about. We'll see. Okay, let's dive in. As soon as I started playing guitar there, I started a loop with my guitar looper at my feet. And then as soon as I started singing, I started another loop with my vocal looper, which is on my desk here. And the 2 start points have nothing to do with each other. And the end points will have nothing to do with each other either. So these loops are totally out of sync, and I'm setting up an environment to improvise in that's going to be swirly and twirly, like a toilet flushing. Okay, so right there, that's when I ended the guitar loop. So it's looping a pretty long phrase, and then also right there is where I ended the vocal loop. So that's going to be looping a pretty long phrase too, and they're going to have nothing to do with each other. So chaos ensues. Now this little button here starts a loop that is going to be a reverse of whatever I put into it. So I'm singing into it, and it's going to play back reversed vocals. So for that reason, I turned the reverb all the way up on my voice, like, yeah. And as soon as it starts playing back, it's going to be this very washy, big reversed thing. Ghostly. There's a lot going on, and I want to put more stuff on top of it, but it's hard to find anything that's going to cut through this really huge reverberant vocal texture and this guitar stuff. So I'm playing a really high plucked B on my guitar. You can see I'm doing it with my index finger and thumb right here, and I'm doubling that note with a high B on the keys because it's a nice thin sound, but it's also a very dry tone, and that helps it cut through as well. And I'm taking the same approach now with the vocal. I just don't know where to love you. The other stuff that's going on is very reverberant. And so having a very dry vocal is another way to cut through. And this is a good point for mixing. If you got a lot of wet stuff and you need something to poke through, do something dry. And a lot of the time, if you have a very dry thing that's cutting through a bunch of wet stuff, it still feels overall like a wet, reverberant sound coming out of the music, even though you have dry elements. So my brain went bad right here. I did like a note that I didn't mean to do or whatever, but that happens in improv, and it's funny listening back how it's not really a big deal because I just kind of kept going and I didn't like make a face or anything. At this point, I'm looking for an ending. If you're going to improvise a short piece of music, you try to find the closest ending, the closest exit to the entrance. So it looks like I turned off the loop. So it's me singing and playing guitar and the guitar is looping. And I stop the guitar loop at the same time as I play a guitar chord and sing, and that creates a nice impact. Just having that orchestration of everything's in, everything's out, and you're changing notes on that, it's a nice effect. I'm always working on my voice, trying to be able to sing into the center of notes a little more and not have to bend into them when I start them. It's a small detail. Improvising is mostly psychological. It's a lot about responding to what actually happened rather than what you wish had happened. And so it takes a lot of improvising experience to actually be able to accept what you did and actually make music around what you did. If you'd like me to help you gain more confidence with your improvisation, go to benlevinmusicschool.com and sign up for a lesson with me. Why not?